left wing into the Detroit zone. Ken Houston centering fast. Mahovlich stopped that. He's got Larson. Here's Reed Larson over the line. Larson's going right in. He took the shot, and Bouchard came up with a big save as Mahovlich sent Reed Larson right in. Now Chenard over the line into the Detroit zone. Chenard took the shot. The save made, and then McMillan dished it over the top of the Detroit goal. It goes to the corner, back on the line to Reinhardt. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Play deep in the Detroit zone, and Peter Mahovlich gulfs it down the ice. Well, Reed Larson elected to take that shot from about 10 feet out.
Well, all Reed Larson had to do was find the open side of the net, and he would have scored. Bouchard never made a move. He just stood his ground, and Reed shot right into him. But Chenard went right back down and hit the post in behind Roden.
Now the puck stays deep in the Atlanta zone. Woods tried to work it back to Willie Huber, but it's cleared instead to Willie Platt. Platt took that shot, deflected way wide of the Detroit goal by Greg Jolly. Puck came back to Shand. Here's Shand putting it out in front, and Huber had his man all tied up. And the Wings clear it ahead. Here's a chance for Errol Thompson. He's going in. Errol Thompson going in alone. He scores, and the Wings lead it 3-0 as Thompson picked his spot beautifully.
And this crowd is booing the Atlanta club. They have nobody back on defense. Watch this play now where he picks the puck up. A little pass from Polonich. He knocks it down with his glove, and he's in the clear from center ice. Now here's the difference in a goal score. He puts it right along the ice on the short on the stick side. Makes the goaltender move his feet, and he couldn't move fast enough. Errol Thompson picks himself up another goal. I think it's 18th of the season.
That's right. Dennis Polonich made the perfect play to him, and Thompson went in for number 18. Polonich draws the only assist, and 16-12 is the time of the goal, and Detroit leads Atlanta 3-0. Now at center ice, that's Murdoch. He's stopped right at line by Willie Huber. Huber, he's got Marsh in front of him, took the shot. Bouchard grabs that. Murdoch in behind the goal. Danny LeBratton bothering him. Murdoch cleared it out on the left wing. It comes loose now, and moving out with it. Here's Ingerfield into the Detroit zone. He rolled it to the side of the Detroit goal. Vachon knocked it away, and turning with it is Mike Foligno. 3-on-2 the Wings. Foligno ahead now to Nedemansky over on the left side. This is Danny LeBratton. LeBratton circling in behind. Tried to center it. Nedemansky will dig it out. Laid it back to the line, but the Wings were changing players, and Long had just come off the bench. That's Jim Korn, number 26. Again, it's cleared off to the side of the Atlanta goal. In behind his own net is Marsh. Marsh is passed to Bill Clementi, sent it out center ice. Earl Ingerfield clearing it in behind the Detroit net. Rogie Vachon just left it there as Korn couldn't get in after it. There's a pass out on the right side for Nilsson. Nilsson put it right out in front of the Detroit goal again. And the Wings will bring it out. Paul Woods ahead to Dennis Polonich. He drops it back for Long. 2.5 minutes to go in the first period. Detroit 3, Atlanta nothing. That's Brad Marsh. Polonich knocked it away from him. Murdoch cleared it out on the right side. McMillan's pass. Picked off by Nilsson. It's dumped to the Detroit blue line. Korn goes in after it. Big Jim Korn out on the right side. The pass to Polonich. He shoots on the blue line. That was stopped by Phil Russell. Russell in behind his own goal. Now the Flames move it out with Russell, the former Chicagoan. He bounced it into the Detroit end. Very long. Knocked it down with a high stick, so they'll stop the play. And we'll be back with more of the action in just a moment. Face off inside the Detroit blue line. It'll be McCord in against Chenard. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Puck came all the way out to center ice, and back after it Russell. That's Dave Shand handing it back to Russell, and he dumped it right up into the crowd, so the play stays in the center ice zone.
You know, Bruce, I shouldn't say we have, I have been critical of the Red Wings at times because of their checking. This Atlanta club have lost 3 in a row here at home, and have only won 3 games out of their last 14 after getting off to a pretty good start. And they have a lot of talent in this hockey club. Something is definitely wrong here.
Atlanta's great claim to fame, Sid, has to be the fact that they have defeated the Philadelphia Flyers this season and beat them 9-2 here.
Right.
And that's the only time Philadelphia's been beaten all season long. Now Mike Foligno carries over the line, works with Shand right out in front, and the shot by Nedemansky, or rather by Lyle, he didn't get much on it, was knocked away. And the Flames clear it back into the Detroit zone. They did add the assist now to Mike Foligno on the Dale McCourt goal. So it was McCourt from Foligno, the second Detroit goal. That's Foligno clearing it out on the left side. A pretty pass to Lyle. George Lyle took the shot along the ice, and that's knocked away by Bouchard. Now McCourt stopped it. Here's Lyle with it. Lyle played it off to the corner. Nobody there but Russell. Russell playing it over on the right wing from McMillan. McMillan dumping it out center ice. Nedomansky back after it. About a minute now to play in the first period as the Wings lead it 1-0. Pass broken up by Unger. Then Nedomansky stopped it again. Here's McMillan bringing it back into the Detroit zone. It came right back to him. He cleared it off now to Gary Unger. Unger's pass went off Murdoch, so Jolly will bring it in behind his own goal. Now Greg Jolly. He carried it out to the blue line. A good quick pass ahead to Danny LeBratton with Murdoch out in front of him. LeBratton overskated it. Nedomansky held it in. LeBratton in along the boards, and it came back out center ice. Jolly at his own blue line. 30 seconds to play. First period. Huber played it right off of Gary Unger, so Marsh hands it back to Unger. Now that's Murdoch. Murdoch clearing it off the boards deep into the Detroit end, and Huber played it beyond Unger to the blue line. They struggle there for it. It's held in the Detroit zone. Going into the corner, that's Greg Jolly taking a bump from Pronovo. Puck came out to Peter Mahavlich. Now Mahavlich just left it there. Reinhardt centered it right to the goal mouth. And Vachon is covered up as the buzzer goes to end the first period.
And that was a big save right there by Vachon from a pass to come across to Unger.
So we'll be back to our special intermission with a score: Detroit 3, Atlanta nothing. Here's the first period scoring summary brought to you by Magnavox and Predator Appliance Stores. As the teams are still milling around out on the ice, they had some ill tempers there at the end of the period, but it's all broken up. Danny LeBratton scored from Peter Mahavlich on a drop pass at 7:55. Detroit led it 1-0. Then Mike Foligno fired it ahead, and Dale McCourt whistled a shot by Bouchard at 11:22. Then with Dennis Polonich off the ice for tripping, he came back on at 15:39. About a half a minute later, 16:12, he found Earl Thompson streaking down the ice, and Thompson cut right in to beat Bouchard and give Detroit the 3-0 lead they enjoy after the first period of play. So that's it, the end of the first period with a score: Detroit 3, Atlanta nothing. Well, as you know, it was just a little more than a week ago the Detroit Red Wings played their first game ever in the new Joe Louis Sports Arena. So here's a look at some of the opening night festivities.
The largest crowd to watch pro hockey in Detroit. Nearly 20,000 fans showed up on opening night, December the 27th, 1979, at the spacious new Joe Louis Arena as the Red Wings played their inaugural game against the St. Louis Blues. Many dignitaries, along with Red Wing management and officials of the NHL, were on hand to attend the official opening, and they expressed their thoughts about the new sports arena.
Well, it is breathtaking. I'm sure we're going to have an all-time record crowd here before this season is over for the National Hockey League. And I guess it was just good planning on Mr. Norris's part that we're having the National Hockey League's 1980 All-Star game here. And maybe that's going to be the night we'll have the record crowd. But I feel very privileged and very special because of my association with Detroit. Detroit being the great hockey city it is, a great sports town, culminating with the All-Star game in probably the greatest arena in North America.
Well, there's a lot of nostalgia connected with the old building, but I think the mayor did a fine job in getting this building built, and we're proud to be playing here. I'm sorry to see us out of the building, but the economics of hockey today dictates we have a bigger building, and this is, I think, one of the finest of the new buildings that has been built.
Well, it's quite a thrill. You know, you're part of a lot of things in your career in the NHL, and to be a part of something like this is something you'll always remember. I've been with the NHL now 17 years and seen a lot of buildings, and this is beautiful. The sight lines are excellent, and everybody I've talked to, people who've been around a lot of buildings, they're really enthused with it. And there's going to be, what, 20,000 people in tonight? That's super. What a great send-off.
Before the game on December the 27th, the Red Wing players had little opportunity to skate on the new ice, but voiced their enthusiasm at being a part of the grand opening celebration.
Well, I think it's very exciting. You know, you look around, you see so many people in the building,
And the way the Detroit fans can get behind the team, I think it's going to be a big asset to the team. And coming into a building that's so modern and everything, just the start of a new era.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful building, and I think as far as the fans are concerned, I think that everybody seems to have a very good view. And to get this many people into a hockey game is really something, and to have everybody behind us the way they are is another thing, a good plus for us.
It's going to be beautiful when it's finished. The only thing that's missing, I think, there's not as much noise here as there's in the Olympia. I don't think it's going to be a big factor, but they've done a beautiful job on this building.
The fans, too, had their opinions at seeing the new arena for the first time.
Looks nice. I think it's going to be a big thing for the city. Looks good.
I love the new arena, and I love our seats.
Well, the arena looks good. It's got to be painted up and cleaned up and everything yet, but I think it's really going to be nice. It's going to be a pleasure coming down here, I think, compared to Olympia. But that remains to be seen yet how the team does.
Well, the parking situation is not too terrific, but so far I like it. Other than that,
I think the sidelines are good. I like it. It seems very comfortable, and I hope to enjoy many games over here.
I hope we win many games here.
That would be nice.
As far as lighting, I think this might be one of the best arenas in the league. We were just in Pittsburgh last night, and this place beats it hands down. Seats are a little far away above the aisle, but I think the fans will get used to it. The seats below the aisle are just great. Unfortunately, I don't sit below the aisle.
It's very impressive. I know more after the game. The lighting is really good. It should be great for all the camera work that I do. It looks like it'll be an awfully good crowd, and let's hope they win tonight.
Detroiter, Senator Carl Levin, Detroiter, President John A. Ziegler, Jr.
And so as the MC guided NHL President John A. Ziegler, Jr. and United States Senator Carl Levin through the ceremonial opening face-off, a new era in Red Wing history began.
To our guests on Red Wing Hockey, Puritan Sportswear presents a handsome sweater and knit shirt ensemble. Puritan, America's standard for quality in men's sportswear, available at fine stores everywhere. The score here at the Omni in Atlanta, the Detroit Red Wings 3, the Atlanta Flames nothing, and we'll return to the Omni in just a moment. Sid, I think I'd have to call it a bit of a reversal of form here for the Red Wings in this first period tonight. They've been beating the opposition to the puck, making good use of it most of the time they do.
Well, I think the fact that they brought up a couple of players and with a little size helps, because they just knocked Atlanta off the puck in their zone on several occasions. But Atlanta, I thought, played a terrible first period, Bruce. They left themselves so wide open. You know, Reed Larson had a breakaway from center ice with no one back, went in and shot right into Bouchard. Errol Thompson's breakaway goal was with no one back. Detroit was just sifting in there and taking their shots and scoring goals. It's beautiful. I just hope they continue to do it.
Well, let's relive it right now, shall we? The 3 goals scored by the Detroit Red Wings. It was at the 7:55 mark of the first period that Danny LeBreton scored.
Well, Peter Mahavlich comes down. He's got both defensemen back in front of him, and he just goes over the line and leaves a little drop pass. LeBreton picks it up, and watch the kind of a surprise. He takes a little shot, wrist shot, and beats the goaltender cleanly over along inside the post, right along the ice, and the goaltender just found on it, really.
Sid, I've been a firm believer in that wrist shot. LeBreton just scored on it, and I think when a guy rears back and really fires the puck, a slap shot, a goaltender and a defenseman too, has a great deal more time to be set. And yet, if anybody uses a slap shot almost exclusively, it's the guy that scores the next goal, Dale McCourt, and I'll tell you, he just got everything on this one. He was started out by Mike Foligno.
All right, Foligno knocked a loose puck out of Detroit's zone right there, knocked it off the wall. Dale McCourt picks it up. He has no one to beat now at all. The defenseman over on the far side stays right in the middle from the top of the circle. He really got the wood to it. Now, that shot hit the far post, Bruce, and went in the net. So that's what you call putting it right where the goaltender can't make a save on it.
Well, you mentioned the fact that after Reed Larson had been sent well up the ice and skated right in all alone on top of goaltender Dan Bouchard, he fired into him, and Bouchard made the save without too much effort. It was just a short time after that Dennis Polonich spotted Errol Thompson wide open, and he fed him a perfect pass, and Thompson did a little better.
All right, now Dennis made a perfect pass to Errol, and Errol knocked it down in front of him, and he's got clear sailing right from center ice. Now this shows the goal scorer. He goes in with a fella coming on. No doubt he'd hear the footsteps, but he shoots it on the 6 side, right along the ice, make the goaltender move his feet, and he beat him cleanly and put the Wings up by 3.
And they had just a single assist on each of the 3 goals. It was Bratton from Mahavlich at 7:55, McCourt from Foligno, 11:22, and Thompson from Polonich at 16:12. The shots on goal were quite even, 14 for Detroit and 12 for the Atlanta Flames. And now, Sid, the Wings are not too used to coming out on the road, particularly with a 3-0 lead. What do you think Bobby's going to be telling them?
Well, I think they're going to have to play just the way they played that period. Look for their breaks and go after them, and still don't sit back and let Atlanta get things charging into their zone. You know, Rogie made some key saves in that period. He made a big save right on with the clock running out on Gary Unger, and had Atlanta scored then and got on the board, it would have been maybe a different game. But down 3, and this crowd is on the Atlanta club right now, and I think the Wings should be able to take it from here and play it just to their own comfort, really.
Well, there's a little different look. If you joined us late in the Detroit Red Wings tonight, we made mention coming on the air that Danny Bolduc and Dennis Sobchuk sitting this one out, and John Hamel remains at home on the injured list. And the Wings reached into their farm club, and along with George Lyle, who came up 2 games ago, they brought up today big John Hillworth, who wears number 31 out there, and Brent Peterson, who's wearing number 27. They, along with the rest of the Red Wings, will be swinging back into action as we'll have the second period face-off in just a moment. Well, the Red Wings lead the hockey game 3-0, and Rogie pretty well preserved that first period shutout, Sid, with a good quick move in the Detroit goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, he beats Gary Unger right across in front of the goal crease, and Gary Unger is one of the most dangerous players at hitting. Huber's skate went right over to Unger, and Rogie just beat Unger cleanly right at the edge of the crease, and that's where Unger picks up his goals, just from the edge of the crease, and he's probably one of the most dangerous scorers on this Atlanta club.
They had a little ill feeling after the play was over, and they milled around in front of the Detroit goal for quite a period of time, but nothing more, no further roughness came of it all. So we have both teams at full strength. Dale McCord in between Lyle and Foligno. That's Willie Huber back along his own blue line. Puck bounced right to Lyle. He had trouble with it. And it's dumped into the corner now. Going in after it, McMillan. He handed it off to Nilsson. Back on the line, Shan. That's Phil Russell with a shot, and Vashon came up to kick that away. They take it in along the boards. Willie Huber dumped it ahead, didn't get it out. It's out in front, and Chenard scores. Guy Chenard taking it away in the corner, moved right out in front. And now it's 3-1.
Now, this is one thing that the Red Wings didn't want to happen, to have a club come out and score in a matter of 23 seconds. But a little carelessness here. The puck is dug out along the boards. Chenard comes over, and Rogie goes down, figured he's going to shoot. Willie Huber gets back in the net. But it didn't stop them from putting the puck in. It was wide open net. Chenard just fired it right back in. Rogie played him to shoot as he came out of the corner, and he didn't. Give the head feint, and first thing you know, he had the empty net.
So Chenard has the 11th goal of the season at the 23-second mark. Now here's a center ice pass to Foligno with McCourt trailing. Foligno trying to move out in front, took the backhander. Hit the side of the net with it right out in front, and Lyle scores as Mike Foligno followed up and made a perfect pass out. And give Michael some credit on that one.
Well, it was a beautiful play by Mike Foligno. This kid is getting better every time out. He made a terrific play to get around Sham. Walks in, he's on his backhand. Now, he gets pretty good wood on this shot, and the goaltender beats him, and it was behind the net. He realizes right now that he can put it out in front, and look at Lyle coming in all by himself. Lyle's got the entire net to put it in, and George Lyle scores his 3rd goal in his 3rd game. So it's a terrific start for George Lyle in the National League.
Well, the goal came just 16 seconds after Chenard had scored. So the Red Wings lead it now by 3 again, 4-1. They take the puck along the Atlanta blue line, knocked away by Peter Mahavlich. Picked up at his own line by Murdoch. Here now moving out into the Detroit zone, number 12, Ivan Boldarev. Boldarev dropped it back, but very Long was there to break it up. Now Long starts Danny LeBratton out. Here's LeBratton heading over the line, trying to work around Murdoch. In behind the goal, put it out in front, but covering up was Brad Marsh. Now Marsh pass went right between the skates of Bill Platt, and Long comes back into the Detroit zone to retrieve it. In behind Vachon. Played it over on the right side. Larson didn't get to it, and then Long deflected it in behind his own goal. Into the corner with it is Big Bill Platt. Platt played it back of the net. Kenny Houston has it there. Houston trying to work away from Mahavlich. Handed it back to Platt. Platt's pass broken up by Mahavlich. Now Peter Mahavlich sends it out on the left side for Barry Long, and he just sweeps it down the ice. So there'll be an icing call as Marsh is back to get. And the play will come back into the Detroit zone.
Those Philadelphia Flyers are still flying. Tonight they're going for the all-time record for any sports team, I believe, the 34 games without a loss, and they are leading the New York Rangers 2-0. In the second period, McLeish and Bridgman have scored for Philadelphia.
One thing I've noticed in this game, maybe I'm wrong, but the Red Wings have scored 4 goals, and the scorer here has allowed just 1 assist on each of the 4. Chenard dug the puck out of the corner pretty much by himself, came out in front, and they gave 2 assists. Nielsen and Shand.
Well, that's what you call a local scorer, Bruce. It's tough to lead the league when they don't give you the assist.
Now the play came off to Errol Thompson. Thompson just lifts it in the air, bounces it out to center ice. That's Polonich who was going after it, but Reinhardt knocked it down. Cleared it now to Gary Unger on the left side. He took a check from Willie Huber. A centering pass by Gould didn't get through. Paul Woods stopped that. Woods in behind his own goal. Detroit leading it 4-1. That's Willie Huber. Long pass on the left side to Jolly. Errol Thompson overskated it, so Woods wrapped it out to center ice, and the Flames shoot it right back in, and Jolly heads back after it. Now Jolly in behind Rogie Vachon. Drops it there for Dennis Polonich. Off now to Willie Huber. Huber played it to Paul Woods. He tipped it down the ice, and after it goes Russell. There'll be another icing call as he's in to touch it. So with Detroit leading 4-1, we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Does American Motors Concord DL give you more value than Citation?
We think so. Citation has a 14-gallon gas tank. Concord has a 22-gallon gas tank. Think about that this weekend. Concord DL gives you more standard luxuries, individual reclining seats, full vinyl roof, and more, all at no extra cost. Even Z-Bart factory rust protection, and the only 5-year no rust-through warranty, that 1980 Concord.
American Motors. Built for today, built to last for tomorrow.
You are watching Detroit Red Wing hockey on TV 50. Bruce Martin along with Sid Abel, our producer-director Marvin Muse from here at the Omni in Atlanta, where the Red Wings lead the Atlanta Flames 4-1. Little more than 17 minutes to play here in the second period. The Red Wings clear it out to center ice now with Thompson's pass a little far out in front of Polonich. That's Ingerfield who shoots it right back into the Detroit zone. Jolly goes in after it, being chased by Gould. Played it off on the left side, too far for Thompson. Phil Russell trying to hold it in, he did. In behind his own goal, Willie Huber couldn't get to it. It's back to Reinhardt. Paul Woods knocked away his shot. Puck didn't come out. Lifted into the corner. Huber and Gould bump heavily there. Huber goes after the puck. Also getting into it was Polonich. Polonich takes a bump from Gould. Here's Gary Unger. Now Gary Unger circling. He was knocked away from the puck by Polonich. Errol Thompson cleared it to the corner, and it was Vachon that broke up that centering pass. Coming out with it now is Woods. He's got Thompson coming down the left side. Errol Thompson, a backhand shot, and he shot it wide. Russell goes into the corner after it, deep in the Atlanta zone. Bill Russell bouncing it out center ice. Jolly will play it there. Now Greg Jolly handing it on to Barry Long. On the right side to Lyle, or rather to Hillworth. John Hillworth checked right there at the line. The Wings changing on the move as Errol Thompson turns. Hands it back to Hillworth. Hillworth has Peterson out in front, but the puck was knocked away. Kent Nilsson starts back now for Atlanta. Gould off now to Ingerfield. He was stopped right there by Long. Following up, that's Brad Marsh. His shot deflected into the corner. Hillworth doing some shoving with Brad Marsh. The puck cleared out to center ice. Shand has it there. Shand's pass hit his own man, Chenard. Peterson went after it, failed to get to it. Now here's Nilsson bringing it right back in. Off to McMillan. McMillan checked there by Jim Korn. Korn knocked him down. The play stays in the Detroit zone. Hillworth took a swipe at it, didn't get it out. Hillworth now dumps it into the corner. Barry Long goes in after it. Now Long's pass deflected away by Nilsson. Cleared along the boards. Barry Long has 2 men moving out. Hillworth and Hicks. Here's Hillworth going over the line. John Hillworth took the shot, and he was a good save made by Bouchard. Rebound came back to Korn at the left point. Jim Korn trying to work in with it. Korn dumped it in behind the goal again. Hillworth was tied up by Marsh. The two of them going along the boards. They bumped there. They're down. Trying to move it out was Peterson. And the puck is under the two fallen players. Face-off stays to the left of the Atlanta goal. We'll be back with more of the action after this. Don Hillworth wearing number 31 on the right. The two fellows who just joined the team in Atlanta here today, coming out of the Glen Falls Club of the American Hockey League. Brent Peterson, who started the year as one of the Red Wings' first-round draft choices a season ago, in third or fourth game, broke his leg and never did get back. That's Greg Jolly breaking up the pass, handing it off to Foligno, and he got tangled up and couldn't get the shot away. And Ivan Boldarev clearing it out to Bill Platt. Platt was checked right there by Dale McCourt, turned around, picked it up again, played it deep into the Detroit zone. Here's Houston. Houston swinging behind the Detroit goal. Willie Huber tying him up. That's Platt with it, number 25. Willie Platt back on the line to Reinhardt. His pass knocked away or his shot by Foligno. It's loose. Willie Huber sent it out, and now there's going to be a penalty coming up to Detroit. It'll be called a holding penalty. And the Red Wings will play short a man.
You know, you were mentioning the fact that Willie Huber and those fellows, the bigger fellows, Hillworth, with his size, is going to help the Wings.
We'll be back to more of that after we pause now for this.
If there's one thing you can depend on, it's that your favorite glasses will break, one way or another. Which means, one way or another, you wind up with a collection of unfavorite glasses. Now you can replace your glass menagerie, because now you can get beautiful French lead crystal at Bank of the Commonwealth with every deposit of $50 or more in any savings account. So come to the Bank of the Commonwealth today and add a touch of glass.
Well, Paul Woods is out as a penalty killer, as some Detroit fans here have a little message for him. Mike Foligno is off for holding at 5 minutes and 45 seconds of this second period. Only the third penalty, all minors, 2 of them now to the Wings and 1 to Atlanta. The goals have come with the teams at full strength. Now Nilsson plays it off to Ivan Boldarev, charging into the Detroit zone. Boldarev played it in behind the Detroit goal. Going after it, that's Willie Platt, and very long took it away from him. Errol Thompson digs it down the ice. Back after it now is Reinhardt. They've used up 35 seconds of the penalty. This is Bill Platt again over the Detroit line. Thompson tipped it away, lips it right into the Atlanta bench. So the face-off is going to stay in the Detroit end.
You know, we don't have too many people here. I'm going to